you are the type of investor who likes to focus on slow and steady ETF investing over a 10, 20, or 30-year period, that's great. My name is Kenneth, and I like to cover all of the bases on this channel because I have 400,000 followers. Not every single one of you is going to have the same practical, long-term ETF approach. Other people out there might want to shake things up a little bit, might want to invest in some speculative investments. Here are just a handful that I'm personally invested in. And I know that this is unusual for me because I make a big point of saying I will never share my whole portfolio, but I do think sometimes there are lessons to be learned, as in, what is the guy who's been investing in large cap companies for a 20-year period also invest in that adds a little bit of risk and maybe some high reward? And one of the key words here is going to be risk management. These investments are relatively small compared to my high quality investments that I've held for, 5, 10, 15, or even 20 years. Some of these companies are riskier than others, but they all, in my opinion, fall under the class of speculative or high risk investments. And that means you could lose your money. So if all of these companies I'm about to show you went bust tomorrow, I'd be like, oh, damn, that sucks. But I wouldn't be sitting there going, oh my God, I lost it all. I lost everything. What am I going to do? We're going to kick things off with SoundHound, which is actually down 43% year to date, but is up 100 and almost 19% in the last year. And I'm personally up 112% on my investment. Up next is Archer Aviation, which you can see is up 249% in the last 12 months and is up 36% year to date. And I personally am up 167%. Up next, I have D-Wave, which is a quantum computing stock. It is up 45% year to date and up an astonishing 849% in the last 12 months. And I am up around 150%. Rivian is another speculative company that I am enjoying my investment in. I'm up around 52%. You can see it's up 56% in the last 12 months and up around 19% year to date. I've held SoFi for a while now. I'm up 150%, but in the last year it's up 95%, and year to date it's actually down almost 10%. I have a 220% profit in HIMS. You can see it is up 360% in the last year and up 167% in the last year to date. And finally, I have Kava, which is down 14% year to date. It is up 25% year to date, and I bought it on IPO day, which means I am up 153.76%. And a lot of these companies are still risky, whereas some of them, like HIMS and Kava, are on the path to showing profitability, their revenue is increasing, and they're doing okay. The reason I don't like making these kinds of videos is because half the time when I say, here's what I have and it's risky, people come at me in the comments going like, I can't believe you're telling people to invest in this. I'm not. This isn't financial advice. Now, there are two very important things when it comes to investing in speculative stocks, or maybe even three. One is only put in what you're willing to lose. Two, have a deep understanding of the fundamentals, which I'll show you how to do in a second. And three, you got to have some sort of vision to say, I think this company could go here or there down the road. If you want to learn more about fundamental analysis, all you have to do is go right here, click on the menu, which is right here. Everything here, by the way, is totally free, but you're looking for the fundamental analysis template. And you can see here, this is the template. If you go here, there's a clickable link so you can fill in all this stuff. If you say, man, I don't know where to find all this, don't worry, there are walkthrough videos right here. A lot of people hate these videos and they say, you're giving financial advice, you're telling people to buy this. People should never own individual stocks, they should just have ETFs. But the reality is every investor is different. And you got to cover every base if you're going to have a wide audience like I do. Smash the follow, see you later.